Peter Patter, and I'm frozen. God darn it. Okay. Fantastic. Can you all hear me still?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Well, Pitter Patter, let's get at her. Give me a second.
Hi, guys. Peter Patter, Joe, let's get at her. Hi. Welcome to the Joe the Bull podcast, starring Joe the Bull. And then, of course, me. Jimbo is actually not here tonight. He had some personal stuff to deal with. So, unfortunately, he will not be on the show tonight. It's just Joe and I. So, we should have a nice, easy reign for you guys.
Can you all see me now? Hey, hey.
Yes, yeah, you're good.
Jesus Christ on a
Sorry, I did a little bit of the opening and said that Jim wasn't going to be here.
You're good. Yeah, Jim's not here. He's doing
Yeah,
some with his family. Uh, but yeah, we are here. Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened, why it keeps pausing, but we'll get this shit worked out. Got some well, let's start this way. Nicole, how you doing today?
I'm good. I have really good news. I went to
Yeah.
Kennedy's. I told you guys that Kennedy was making it to states. She did her state competition today with her classmates for choir, and they won first district. So
Let's go.
her
Let's
district
go.
one rating. I don't know how that works, but something like that.
Yeah, it's like a D1 rating. We had it for football. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
cool. That's
so
that's
she got
that's
a
fun.
Division 1. So I'm really proud of her.
Let's go. Well,
It
glad
sounded
for that.
amazing.
Um, So, gonna fill you guys in. I got some big news here and
Thank
some
you, Fern.
sad news. But anyway, next time you see me, I'm gonna be seeing you guys through glass. Yeah, like new glasses. I'm blind as a motherfucking bat, so I got new glasses. Um,
Looking
so I got,
pretty sexy over there, Joe.
jeez. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I've had glasses most of my life, and then had LASIK, and now we got this. Um, but hey, we'll make do. We'll make do. With
Hey,
that being said, you know what Coachella is? You know the big music
it's like,
festival,
yeah, it's like this 3-day festival. It's kind of like Electrical Forest, Electric
right?
Forest,
Right, yeah. Like so, it's this huge like in the Coachella Valley. It's
but
a
it's like a
music
lot
and
to do
arts
with
festival.
influencers and
Well,
brand.
influencers go there, but Coachella's been around for years. So Coachella basically has been like this mecca for music and art expression. Well, Travis Scott got himself in a little bit of fucking hot water. Let's talk about it. He got a $20,000 fine for exceeding the 5 minutes for the first 5 minutes of exceeding the curfew limit. So apparently, Scott went over his allotted time due to his set starting late, so he got fined five or $20,000 for
Wow.
that. I think the actual whole fine ended up being $54,000.
Wow.
It's insane. Paul McCartney got fined for going 54 minutes over the allotted time. In the
What
past,
curfew? I
Bad
don't
Bunny.
understand this curfew thing.
So it's like their set time, like they're only supposed to be going like they're the last ones of the night and they can't go into the night because there's a curfew in that area. So the music has to
Oh,
stop by a certain time. So well what ends up happening is that um if they go over, they end up paying a fine, right?
oh gosh.
So Paul McCartney was 54 minutes, $45,000. 2 years ago, 168,000 in fines after six performers: Bad Bunny, Frank Ocean, The Weeknd, Skrillex, again Fred and Fortet blew their curfew times. Late last year, Lana Del Rey at that same festival was fined $17,000 for going
Funny you
over.
bring up Lana Del Rey. She said something about Morgan Wallen that she kissed Morgan Wallen. Morgan
Really?
Wallen kissed her. Yeah, I heard it on the radio this morning.
What's up, Hannah?
Just
Thank
had to
you
bring
very
that
much
up.
for saying the glasses look good. Thank you, Vern. I appreciate it. I was reading from my clip notes, so I had that screen up for a moment. But yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, I would have assumed she kissed a girl and liked it, but that's just me
Yeah.
personally. Well, oh, see, you had a perfect opportunity. Like, yeah, I know that feeling. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get you up there. One of these days we'll get you up on the screen with me or the stage with me when I'm doing comedy and see how it
Yeah.
goes. Um, so one of the there you go. Look, her eyes went straight to the picture. She saw like just shoulder and was like, fun buns, let's go. See? But I don't know.
Really
I
pretty
think
picture. Yeah.
maybe we'll try it, right? We'll try to who knows, maybe we'll go to Coachella as a podcast and try to see what we could do. Maybe we could
The
get on stage and build
stagecoach is
a
going on right now.
yeah. Stagecoach is going on currently. I
Yeah.
think Gabriela Gomez is out there from TikTok. There's a bunch of friends from
Yeah.
TikTok, and I think there we go. Yeah, of course. Let's see. What else? What else? I had a bunch of things pulled here. Oh, here's a fun one. Um, the new pope might be Asian. That's something new. That's never happened before.
The
Uh,
new what?
the new pope.
Oh yeah. Did they decide who the new pope is?
No, they haven't, but one of the candidates is would be an Asian pope.
Oh,
Um,
got it. Got it. Got it. Gotcha. I
so
gotcha.
like one of the candidates is Asian. So they've had a German, obviously Italian, they've had Spanish, French. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. But that's a pretty cool thing for the Catholic Church.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, Nepal, I don't know. You've heard of Mount Everest, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's in Nepal. And they're changing some of the laws around Mount Everest. So Nepal has set to pass a law that grants permits to climb Mount Everest only to those who have had previous scales at least 7,000 meters to the peak within the country. So basically, what they're going to have them do is try to go up other mountains, make sure they can do it, because there's this actual spot. There's a long query of climbers in the death zone. So there's this area at the summit where there's insufficient oxygen for survival, and that a lot of people don't make it through that. So in order to surpass that, and we're talking roughly 30,000 feet, right?
Right. Don't they have like stations on the mountain? I thought they had stations.
They do, but after a certain part, they can't stay there. So after 8,000 feet, you're pretty much kind of
On
just
your own.
on your own. So a lot of people, unfortunately, expire. But the integrated tourism bill proposes that Nepal's upper house of parliament on 18th of April aims to, and see, this is like an older article, and I don't know if it's next year, 18, to address the issue of overcrowding, to ensure climber safety, migrating ecological concerns on Everest, facing, population at the bottom, population pollution, excuse me, at the bottleneck of the mountain. So there's a lot of talk about this because a lot of people that do this shit, right?
Mhm.
They're adventure seekers, right? Like to say that they reached the tallest point on Mount Everest. So a lot of people train their like most of their lives to go do this, and then they go do it, and some of them don't come back. Very kind of
Is it
sad,
because it's
actually.
cold up there, or is it because of the
No
breathing?
oxygen. It's
Oh,
because
the
no
elevation.
oxygen. Yeah, I mean, well, it's a mixture, right? You have exhaustion from climbing that much. I mean, we're talking 29,000 feet up in,
Wow,
right,
that's crazy.
on snow with all of your gear. And I mean, this is taking, that probably takes a lot of effort and time.
Right.
And then as you get up, like, and look, I'll tell you right now, I ain't fucking climbing that mountain. Shit, I
I'm
don't
not
even
gonna.
like climbing
I
into
mean, I
my
think I'm gonna
bed.
rock climb, but not that mountain.
You want to rock climb, like free rock
Yeah, I'm
climb,
pretty
like
good at it. I go to those stations and I can go all the way to the top. My little ass.
I mean, I believe that. I just don't know. Like, look,
But I don't know if I could do the real thing though. Like you have to
that's
use
what
those
I was saying.
blinkers and you gotta have those shoes and like I just don't
Now,
know if I could really
some
do
people
it.
do that shit with no gear. Okay, so do you remember? Did you see the Mission Impossible, the one where he's climbing up the? I think it was Mission Impossible 2. He was
I'm
climbing
not a
up
really big
Mount.
action fan, but yes.
Oh,
Probably.
he literally was scaling this fucking thing, and he's hanging on like with both arms behind him, just hanging there, and it's just like, oh my goodness, right?
That's crazy.
Um, oh, it's insane. But he actually, like the thing with him is, besides the Scientology, he's a little out there,
Yeah.
because he does all of his own stunts, all of his own
That's
stunts.
crazy to me that he does his
So
own stunts.
right, so like the new Mission Impossible, he's walking across a plane wing while it's in the air.
Wow. And he's like 60, isn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't mean that you're dead and old. I mean, shit,
Well,
I'm
I didn't
40.
say that at all, but yeah.
She's like, listen, I like him gray. Anyway,
Ah,
um, just saying. But with that being said, we had some other things that like we were gonna go ahead and talk about last time that we didn't talk about. And we're kind of just gonna touch on it again. We are under Bull Media, in case you haven't noticed. It's a new setup, new background. We do have three websites that are currently being put into production. We have Nicole's podcast will drop either within the next week or the week after, for the Road to Recovery with her and Amber. Um, Jim is going to be doing a cooking podcast, and we just have some pretty cool shit down the way, and potentially a podcast of a group of ladies. They call themselves the Godmothers, and they're really pretty cool. So that's might be some new members joining the team. So
I'm so
wanted to
sorry about
shout
the
that out.
dogs.
You're good. So, um, anyway, so with the godmothers coming in, that will be six of us now, all on the team, which will be
Guys, can
real.
you
Uh, so anyway, um, with that being said, anybody in the chat have any fun things or any fun plans for this week before we get into the Streetwalkers diaries and kind of divulge and pick these apart? Mm, no? Okay. Well, guys, don't forget to click the link, subscribe and share. We do have some merch. We have this is the autism awareness shirt. It is uh it says my tisms be tisming on the back of it with puzzle pieces. So don't forget to get yours. All the proceeds for that will go to the Autism Foundation here in Pittsburgh. I'm gonna
Yes,
find
guys, and
I gotta
that's an
grab the
amazing
address for it and
foundation
all the
support
info.
thing. You should definitely
Well,
support.
you know what? It's I have been in a place where I needed help and I had to reach out and get help. And a lot of these, like places that do help, the resources, they're very limited for them. So, it might be a drop in the bucket for them. It might be, whatever. I think we have 4 or 5 at this moment sold. We're gonna run it until May because we were getting the hoodies by Jayco Drip, by the way. Um, and we were a little bit late on the design. I couldn't decide which way I wanted to design it. So um we're definitely even zaddies get zaddies. Exactly. So we are gonna try to do that. Okay. Um with that being said, we'll jump into our uh Streetwalker Diaries, and they're pretty interesting. I'm still getting used to these glasses, guys, so bear with me.
Yes. So the first one, I'm not even really understanding quite, but maybe you guys in the chat can understand it. The first one is I had the Nigel Thornberry sound as my text tone and forgot to turn it off. So I think it must
I think he's a
be some
cartoon
crazy
character.
like.
I think he's a
Does he
cartoon
do like
character with
sex
red hair.
comedy?
No,
Oh,
cartoon,
okay.
like a
Right,
cartoon, like
but
a
like
kid's
you know,
cartoon,
like
like
cartoons can be
Al
adult.
Thornberry. No,
Oh,
it's on
okay.
Nickelodeon. Um,
Oh, so she probably because it's a kid's show. Got it. So he was embarrassed. I feel you. Okay. Yeah, that
I
one was I
mean,
didn't really understand that one. That was sent to us.
now
Uh-huh.
here's my question though with that one, like, and just you got to get a microphone, Joe, for the hearing impaired. I have a microphone. It was in transition from back and forth, so right now I'm just using my earpod at the
My
moment.
microphone wasn't on either. Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. Look, we'll get it squared for next week. But the Wild Thornberries was like this cartoon on Nickelodeon, and if I remember correctly, like they went through the wild as like husband. It must have been like the theme song. I had actually for the longest time an inappropriate ringtone, horribly
Oh, you did.
inappropriate.
What was it like,
Um,
moaning or something?
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't moaning. Um, she went right to that. Like, I mean, this shit went off in church. Like, I was embarrassed. But it was basically one of my buddies that he went running down the street, just started cursing, right? I mean, just a barrage of foul words. And the best part about it was at the very end, the nun said, "Will you just shut the hell up? Oh, Lord bless me." And she started praying. And that was my ringtone, was the "Oh, Lord bless me," and just kind of giving her cross and whatnot. Yours was a Kim Possible ringtone. I don't know
Let's
if
go, Hannah.
yeah, but is that really not appropriate? I mean, I kind of feel like Kim Possible. I don't know, green hair, fat ass, the killer thighs. I'm just throwing it out there. She didn't have green hair, she had red. Just messing around, trying to catch people off guard. But what's the next one? What do we got there?
Okay, the next one is I just started dating a girl. I'd been drinking and smoking, and I popped in a piece of gum so my breath wouldn't stink when we made out. After some smooching, filling up, and whatnot, I went down on her. Then we had sex. The next morning, when I was taking a shower, I noticed some white sticky stuff on my jewels. Not man juice either. It was thicker and tackier. I thought maybe it was some weird discharge from her. I cleaned it off, then business as usual. After a few months of dating, she confessed to me that day after our first encounter, she found the same thing in her pubic region. It was my gum. Apparently, when I was eating her out, the gum in my mouth got stuck in her pubes.
Yo, listen, that's from Jimbo, by the way. We said that we would keep these anonymous. I'm just kidding. It wasn't actually Jimbo.
No.
But it's a possibility. He does like
It,
Bush.
I feel like that could happen to anyone kind of situation.
No, 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 it
Why
can't. Are
not?
you fucking why? Because why do you have some shit in your mouth? I'm not eating you out with a freaking piece of bubble gum in my mouth.
Well,
That just sounds like a choking hazard.
he doesn't really make, like, I don't know. So he never took it out of his mouth? I thought he was
That's what
supposed to
it
take it out
sounds.
after he was making out.
It, I mean, I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't
how did it
know.
end up
It
in the
sounds
region?
so. Some of these stories are just. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could
I
happen, but not that I want it to happen. But it could happen.
I mean, yeah, take the gum out and brush your teeth, right? But that's
Yeah.
the thing, though. Like, he definitely had that in his mouth. Now, am I going to say that I've never had something in my mouth while I did that? No. Because I did actually have a pouch in my mouth one time, and I completely forgot about it. And it was
Should I?
funny because all I end up hearing is, "Oh, wow, why do I feel really hot and tingly?" And then we kind of looked into it with WebMD. Apparently, tobacco is in that area absorbed very quickly. So she was getting like all hot and bothered, not because I was doing it well, it was because of the nicotine.
With the nine
So,
sixteenths of an inch.
oh, yeah, that wasn't helping any situation. But yeah, that was the craziest thing. But I mean, you have gum in your mouth. Like,
Right.
first of all, you're moving your tongue around. Where's the gum? Obviously, the first time you go, "Bleh," it's gone.
Yeah.
Um, but
I did have
yeah,
this guy. Confession time. So I did have this guy that liked
mouthwash.
to chew candy, and one time some of the candy got stuck a little bit down there, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then I told that person they were never allowed to eat candy when they're trying to do something like that ever again.
I must be vanilla as fuck because I have no, like not with Pop Rocks, not with Fruit by the Foot, none of this shit. Like, call me fucking
You know what
Breyers
they were?
vanilla ice cream.
Fishies. The fishies. You know what the fishy gummy fishies? What are they called?
There were gummy fishies.
You know those? I can't think of the name, but the
The
candy they've been
sharks, they're
around.
like blue and white.
Yeah, or they don't have to be blue or white. They're red usually. They're fish, like little fish.
Oh,
They were like
Swedish fish.
Swedish fish, yes.
Hold on. So what did he do? He just poured them around and said, "Oh, look, it's
No,
an
he was
oyster."
eating on them, and then and then I was like, "Ew!" He was like kissing on the stomach, and then went down there, and then we were done, and I'm like, "Oh my god, are you kidding me? I thought you took I thought you chewed it or like swallowed it, but it was actually stuck, and then my stomach was all sticky."
This just sounds like a fucking disaster waiting to happen. And
And
no joke. Like Hannah did say, wouldn't he choke on it before it came out? Here's where I'm looking at this. What if she's a super soaker, right?
true,
You're down there, you're doing your best, reading the Berenstein Bears, spelling it out every letter with your tongue, and she just decides to go Old Faithful on your ass, right? Not to mention, we're not going to say that because I think my mother actually might be watching the podcast tonight. So we're not going to go down that road. But
hi,
we'll
Joe's
save
mom.
that for we'll be saving that for a later podcast. That'll be part 2 of Friday after she's in bed. The nursing home shuts off the internet. I'm kidding. She's not in a nursing home, but you would think that that would shoot like a Swedish fish down your throat. Like, I mean, yeah, the
Right.
Swedish fish might be able to breathe, but who the fuck is eating while they're going down there? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, they
you,
started from the top and went down, but
no, okay, like your situation, they were trying to be, I mean, okay, fine, I get it. Here's the fish trip, but here's the better question. Why would we pick the candy of fish?
I know.
Like no one wants that smell. I don't want to smell that smell. Like, and now you're putting the fish down. Now and I know you don't have the like. I'm
It's
pretty
okay.
sure
I
you
know.
take care of yourself there. But that's what I'm envisioning. Like if I'm
I'm
eating the
right.
Swedish fish going down, or even goldfish, I'm gonna be hesitant by that fourth or fifth one back from that little hip bone area and be like, are we taking one for the team? Are we going crab diving? Then to put a
What
piece
is
of
the
gum in your mouth would
strangest
be.
thing? Like, I get maybe whipped cream, but solid stuff
Yeah,
is I just
things
eat
that
it.
turn into liquid when they're done, not tacky
Yes, yes.
shit. Who the fuck's chewing gum and eating it out? I get it
It's
with the
gonna give you
Altoids.
that smell after, right?
Ooh,
Exactly. I have so many questions and answers now. Oh
it's gonna give
God.
me this now, right? Well, okay, Steven, Vern. I know Vern, you're still in here. Altoids when these came out, yeah, okay, I could see that. It made your mouth go right, real ice cold. Okay, maybe,
Yeah,
but again, whipped cream, chocolate sauce, all these freaking liquids. Cool.
not solids.
Why don't you just use a Snickers bar at that fucking point? Give her some nuts. I don't know. It looks like it's veiny at the top
No,
of
I
it.
mean, most of the time was. I think it's just because that was his favorite candy. To be honest, it.
What, the bubble gum? I'm talking about the bubble gum. We moved on from the Swedish
Oh,
fish.
I thought we are
I,
still talking about
no,
fish.
you're good. No, the Swedish fish, I get. Oh, let's make a little trail. I get it. I understand
Yeah.
that. But who the fuck is let me go get a piece of bazooka while I eat out her, little hookah. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was totally
Little kuka.
disrespectful to
What
her
if
her
she has a
area.
nut allergy? Fair point. Fair point.
Oh,
What if she has a gluten allergy? What if she has a sugar allergy? I don't know. Maybe she has diabetes.
true.
Um,
Tell you, man, these stories.
listen, I need you to send me that person's contact information. I have some questions for them.
Uh-uh.
How, and then we're not even discussing the whole flip side of that. That must have been a bush, not like a little stubble. That must have been a bush. And then,
He must have been bushy
mm,
too, because it was on him too. He
this
was
must have
not
been the
taking care of his
weakest
strip. Yeah, he
fucking
wasn't trimming
gum.
it out.
They make stuff
No
for
trims.
girls though. That's organic. Diabetes. Um, okay, so what? That's organic. They make stuff for girls that's organic gum to put in your mouth? Like what are we talking about? Um, Jesus. Yeah, no, see, I just feel like some people shouldn't reproduce. Um, I think that person with the gum is one of them. I know that What was the, I would love to know the thought process. Like, listen,
I don't know
like
what
I
they're
get it,
talking.
I get it. I don't want my breath to smell. Then brush your motherfucking teeth. Have gum in the cart, spit it out. Like I have never went rolling in and been like, listen, okay, before we do this, hold, I know exactly how we're gonna do it. Before we do, hey, one sec, babe, 1 second, 1 second. Like, are you fucking for real? Like
Oh my!
who? Like who the fuck? Yeah, I have a pack of gum sitting on the side of my desk. Yes, I do. Um, but I'm not gonna be sitting here and be like, "Hey, baby girl, you wanna? What is he blowing bubbles in it?
That's crazy. I don't know.
If you want to taste like candy, they do taste like candy on their own. They're naturally lubricated. They go all over your
That
face. They
sounds
condition your beard,
crazy.
and they're
Ooh,
sweet
Steven likes
tasting.
some
Not
candy.
all of them, but that's why you do the check. But anyway,
Steven,
I
you
got
need
lost down there. Right? Fucking. He ate all the fishies on the way down. He couldn't find his way back up, could he?
I mean, he's kind of fat.
Mm. I know you. No one's talking about an erection here, okay? We're literally talking about a trail of breadcrumbs, like Hansel and Gretel.
It was very
She's like, he got a huge fucking. Again. I mean, for fuck's sake. Okay, well, we know where Nicole's mind went to now.
well, Steven was saying skinky, and I was just going there. I don't know.
Ah, do you need to go get the suction cup thing again and
You
throw it
know
at the
what?
wall and look at it like I look at cake?
Guys, how much do you guys love the Streetwalkers Chronicles? Because someone was making me feel kind of bad about it yesterday. I think they're great stories. These could happen to anyone, to be honest. Some of them.
Was
Some of them I
making
wouldn't want to
Who
happen, but
made you feel bad about this?
you were there. You were in the battle. That remember that guy was like making like jokes.
I think he was just messing around, but I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. I think he took a little
But
too
no, I
far. But
got you.
anyway, I know you guys love it.
Right, Steven quoting my you're quoting my set from Idaho. Here you go. That's in my thank you for watching the stand up. What'd you think of it? So I said that in my when we were talking about the robotic dog
Oh,
that delivered my food, and I was like, this thing negotiates the sidewalk like I negotiate eating, and there you go. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Um, what's up,
yeah.
Dylan? How you doing?
Sounds for my chat. Hey, Dylan, thanks for making it.
I'm perv though. I could talk about it all day. Well, let's go. And if you add candy flavor, oh my God, listen. I don't know, man. I mean, like I like the taste of it on its own. I don't need to add any extra flavoring. Like, do I need to have calories with this too? Shit. Sorry, enough. You're gonna get a headache eventually. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead. What's the next one?
I hate to put him out on blast, but somebody I'm not gonna say his name, but he told me that there's different scents of different females.
That's true.
Like the ones that use like fragrance sprays, and
Yeah.
then you got the ones that straight up smell like shit. And then you got
Yeah.
the ones
That's
that
why
are
you
like
do a hand check.
a gar. Oh, is that like when you do that and they're like,
Yeah, you go down and then you're like, "Oh, hey baby, how you doing?" "Oh, hold on, my eyes." Nope, not today, Satan. Listen, that's why I turn on the air conditioned seat in the car. You don't put on the heated seat, even if it's fucking frigid outside. You don't do that. Why would I want to heat my dinner before I eat it? I like that bitch cold. But nope, we don't need a Dutch oven or a loaf of sourdough down there. Hell no. I'm just saying. I mean, think about it though. That's what it's. Steven, back me up on this. Dylan, back me up on this. You've never done the little hand sneak, right? Right. It's called a wipe and snip.
let's
You
call this
can't.
swipe.
You
So what?
swipe, and that's it. But that's the thing, though. It's like a scratch and sniff sticker. You don't want to put your face in there if it smells like fucking, I don't know, Chilean sea bass
Yeah.
rotting in the sun for 5 hours. Oh, could you? Here's my thing, though.
Somebody else says that sometimes it can smell like metal, and I'm like, ew.
Yep. Yeah, it's
What
like
does metal smell?
it smells like a penny.
That
Have
means they
you
have
ever had someone
UTIs.
shoot during? Actually, yes. And it was funny because when they did that, I was down there, right? I'm all up in it. The next thing I know, here, I literally looked up at her and she looked at me all confused. And to break the awkwardness, I was like, "Oh God, I hope I don't get pink eye tomorrow." And we both bursted out laughing and continued on. But God, can
I
you
mean, that
imagine
like that. I
gynecologists?
mean, stuff like that happens. I mean, that's the only
Yeah.
bad thing about like women's bodies. Sometimes, like with our bodies can get imbalanced. Not saying the fishy smell that's a
Hold
whole
on a
nother.
sec. Hold on a second. You think you guys are the only ones that fart in bed by accident? Or that's what she's talking about is farting. You don't think guys don't fart in bed? Or you don't
Yeah,
think
probably
that
do.
happens to them? I mean,
Yeah,
come on. If I eat Taco Bell, I tell you what, that back end sounds like a fucking howitzer.
there you go.
Um, it's the other
Well, the
thing.
next
If you
story, I
smell it
guess it kind
across
of goes in the lane with that.
Steven, facts. I like what you're saying right there. Ain't nothing truer. If you could smell it from 3 feet away, homie, don't call her. Call a doctor and get the fuck out of there. Pull that ripcord. But then again, it goes both ways. Guys, I guarantee you that men that don't wash or whatever, and they probably stink too. So you guys have the equivalent.
Yeah, I
We just
mean,
have the roast beef sandwich that smells like fish.
yeah,
It's catfishing. That's where the term came from.
yeah. I mean, I can remember my active addiction. There were sometimes that there was like men, and I was like, oh, I can't do it. Sorry, I gotta go. Bye.
Fair. Okay, what's the next one? Yeah, I'm
Okay, the
not.
next one.
Listen, this is equal opportunity lender here. Both sexes smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
My
just
girl
depends on
asked
your
me to
hygiene.
oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We're going to the next one first. I'll do that other one last. All right, this one is kind of like goes in line. I loudly dry heaved when I gave my first BJ. It was right when he came. Imagine feeling great for a second and abruptly becoming terrified of vomiting on him. My gag reflex has relaxed a little, but still have to be careful. I also came so hard this year that I pooped on my boyfriend's hand. Not majorly, just a little poop.
What? Read that last part again.
I came so hard this year that I pooped on my boyfriend's hand. Not majorly, just a little poop
On his hand.
on his hand. Because he
Okay,
made
so the only way that this mechanics would
it
actually make
had to be
sense
going in the back
is
door.
they're on all four. She's on all
Yeah.
four, and he's doing the old lawnmower start, and then it went into. I mean, I heard
Came so
about
hard that it made
pooping.
her poop, kind of like having a baby, I guess.
That's what I was gonna say. Like having a baby, I get it. You know, there's a head going through the inside, and it starts to get. It's like that snake game when you were a kid on the calculator. I know you're not as old as I am, but the snake game where it starts to choke down and it's trying to get through. Cool.
Yeah.
I get a baby in the poop.
Mm.
This is 2 fingers, 4 fingers. Was it? It couldn't have been a fist
Hi,
because
poop. And
I
they're
mean,
still together to this day. It must be a normal thing, you know?
in 40 fucking years, I've never had some woman shit while I was in bed with them, let alone doing the old not finger twister inside of her. Not once, never,
Okay, have
never.
you ever been with a female and like had whatever and she's like it's come out a little bit that way?
In no,
I mean, we're
shit
not even
happens.
talking the hand. We're just talking like just having
Yeah,
rough,
the
crazy
the
sex.
dingling, the hammer, the 9/16 of an inch inside of it. No, I've never been in one hole and it came out the other hole. No, not once. Not. I mean, I'm sure it could happen, but I doubt it. Never happened with me.
True.
I just end it right. Exactly.
I died
Think
from
about.
embarrassment.
I mean, here's my thing. Like okay, so God, I hope she doesn't leave a comment on this if she's ever watching this. There was this chick in college. I had her legs up. I am doing my best impression of a dying whale on the beach, right? Like I am just flailing the fuck around. And I finally get this, right? And her one leg's here, the other leg's there. And I get a cramp in the back of my leg. And I'm like holding on to her ankles, literally like using my, like to try to work this cramp out. And I let a fart go. I was so fucking embarrassed that I pulled my shorts up and walked the fuck out. I left. I didn't even say a word. It was
The worst is when you're walking and
awkward
you let one
staring
out.
out.
That really. Ugh.
Yeah, but I've never, not once, have either shit or had somebody shit during intercourse. Never. But I also don't
Oh
play in the
shit.
booty hole either.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I get that part. If he was inside the plum hole and he came out and it was just on a plum on his thumb, understood. But not, that's like telling somebody that they can get pregnant through their butt. Like, that's a dumb.
True.
I don't know, man. Well,
Crazy
what's the
stuff.
last one? Let's hear this.
The last one is my girl asked me to role play with her. She was the patient and I was the doctor. She
Oh, I
starts
thought we
off,
were going Marvel Universe with this one. I got all excited. I'm not, look, I got Spider-Man and Captain America back there. I was like, let's go. I got these outfits.
yeah. She starts off, what would you like me to do? And the first thing that comes out of his mouth, I'm gonna need you to fill out some paperwork first.
I mean, that's legit. I have a contract. 100%. It's signed in triplicate and they even get one. No
Like
joke.
50.
No, y'all are fucking crazy. Y'all crazy. Look, here's I am 350 pounds. I am 5'11". If I get some girl, I don't know, 5'3" and maybe what, 95 pounds, and she goes, throw me into the wall and make it hurt. Like, choke me, daddy. Like, here's my thing. I'm looking at fucking 5 years in jail. I'm looking at fucking never going around. Like, I know you fucking lying. Safe words don't exist anymore. Legal documents do. We check in IDs. We make it. Nope, your earlobes don't match up to you. No, no, this ain't you. Like fuck out of it. We're running credit check. You ain't stealing my shit while I sleep. No, man. We filling it out.
So you do a background
Also,
check on all the girls you sleep with?
no, I get a valid STD test before I sleep with them and make sure that they, like we're not getting any. I'm sorry, it's not called STDs anymore. That's how fucking old I am. They're STIs now because they can be cured with Benadryl.
Yeah.
What do you smack? Oh, you smack what?
The clapper. It's a clap.
Chlamydia? We can say that on here.
Oh, I know, but it's another terminology.
I'm like, she's over here like,
You're like STDs.
oh, I'm like, when did you develop Tourette's for all of a sudden? She's like over here like, whoop, there it is. Like I was waiting for Tina
Credit
Tina to
check.
come out
I'm
of her mouth,
dead.
right? Look, I'm telling but truthfully, guys in the chat, guys, when you're watching this later, even girls too, tell me there isn't a list of criteria that you run down. But then at the same token, think how fucking kinky you are. Okay, if I'm putting handcuffs on you, you're gonna freak out and you hit yourself in the head with the shower rod, right? Or the bed, you break the fucking bed, whatever, wherever you're handcuffed to, because you wanted it and you whack yourself. All that has to happen is literally a cop walks in and goes, "Hey, what happened here? He hit me." I'm not playing that game. Fuck no. Let alone, oh, I think I'm pregnant. Nope, right there, you signed away. If that to happen, that is on. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that. Tourette's and sign
Oh, that's
language.
not horrible.
I really thought she was like trying to catch a fly or something. Maybe Chris Hansen was popping. I had no idea what the fuck she was doing. I'm just,
Well,
you high fiving
isn't that
yourself.
STDs? They're the claps. There's like
Yeah,
four of them.
yeah, but we usually say that on TikTok because we can't say chlamydia. I'm like, she's holding her hand here.
Who are you? I've
I'm
been
like,
sleeping with the same man for 6 years. He's an old man too.
right?
And it's not really a sleeper, like more partners and things.
Who are
But
you?
anyway, that's another day, another story.
That's for Nicole's podcast. That's part of the healing and recovery aspect
Yes,
of
we'll go
yeah.
into that
But
another day.
I still just don't.
I'm sorry. I
Mm-mm.
thought you guys would get it when I glad. I
No,
feel
like on TikTok, yeah, but like here, I'm like, what is she high fiving herself? Like, good game, we
oh
did
my
it. Like, I
god.
was like, holy shit. No, you're good, Nicole. I'm just busting chops.
You're busting my balls. I know we don't have
I'm
the other
busting
person
your
to
balls.
bust his balls with his electronics.
Who?
Oh, am I really not getting tonight? Getting any of
Are
my
you talking about Carl with his sex robot?
yeah.
Listen, that look, him and his metallic nutcrackers on him. That's um, we're moving on from the robot. Um,
Right. That's
I
what I had
actually,
to.
I got you. I got you. Well,
But I want to show you guys my shirt. I have a really cool shirt. I got it off the TT shop. Anyway, and the front it says smile. This is kind of about positive affirmations. So it
okay.
says smile on the front. And then the back. Can you see it, Joe, or anyone?
Be the reason someone stand up, smiles today. Oh, that's cute.
So
That's
positive
cute.
affirmation for you guys.
I hope that I'm the reason somebody gets weak in the knees at some point. I don't know. It'd be nice. Shit.
Ooh, Joe, you got some interest in you going in your last sex life lately.
No, I'm just saying though. After fucking 6 years of not having it,
Oh
I've
my
been
God,
going to church.
Steven. That's what Wally says. Wally says he's a lesbian on a daily basis.
Oh,
He's
dude, I say that all the time, Steven. I say it all the time. If you can lick a box, you can lick a box. Um, Code for vagina, in case anybody didn't catch that one. Um, just saying, muff. Does anybody remember the term muff? Muff diving, oyster shucking. God, there were so many fucking cool ways to say vagina back in the day. Now they're just like, we need to bring back some of these.
the veg. The veg. I have
You
the
have the
legs to
legs.
prove it.
Do you drive a Subaru, Steven?
Hey.
Tell me you drive a fucking Subaru. Pearl Drive. Yep.
Steven, how tall are you? I've never met you in person, so how tall are you?
So here is what. Do you have any affirmations today?
Well, that was one of my affirmations.
Do you have another one?
No.
Okay. Well, that's not a problem. I was just double checking.
Yes.
You have a muff diving shirt. So, well, the muff diving shirt, we are gonna go diving. That's awesome, though. I appreciate that from Bateman. Oh, see, wrong kind
Nice.
of muff. Wrong kind of muff. But I like it. But I do like it. Here's the thing. We are gonna 5'9" and 5'11", depends on what convenience store I walk out of. I thought that would have been like a massage parlor, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you just go in there and they just